Welcome. So in this video, we're going to be looking at how to get information from action plans that have been submitted by faculty. So you'll need to be in department coordinator mode and pick the department that you want to work with. So we're going to go to action plans. And once you get into the action plans, then we're going to want to play around with the filters just a little bit. So we're going to change who it's distributed by. So if you distributed an action plan, which most of the time you won't, you would see those that you distributed, but usually these are distributed for you by the Learning Assessment Committee. So here, what you're going to see is all of the action plans that have been sent out to faculty, and we are going to want to look at a summary of this particular action plan. So if you have lots of them, you can use these filters to sort them by the terms that they've been distributed, the courses they've been distributed to, things like that. But in this case, we only have the one, so we don't really need to use the filter. So I'm going to click on Summary. And if you want, you can go ahead and print these out as either a PDF or a Word document, but we're going to look at this interactive interface. We're going to come down here, and you'll get kind of an overall summary, and you can see that 3 people completed this action plan, so they filled it out in the summer, but nobody's filled it out for the spring term yet. And then down here, there's a bunch of other kind of details, but this is mostly the one that you're going to look at. So the details are really where things get interesting. We're coming to the detail mode, and there's a lot to load, so we're going to wait a little bit as it thinks about that. And here, what you're going to see are all of the responses, which that's a lot, so we're going to want to filter this. There's a couple ways that we can filter this. So we can filter it by the what's called expected action. These are actually the questions on the action plan. So there's 3 questions on this action plan. One is about changes to the course other than changes to outcomes and changes to the assessment. And that one isn't usually that interesting. Then there's changes to how the learning outcomes will be assessed and then how the course will be taught. So I want to look at just answers to changes to how the course will be taught. So that's what I'm going to filter for. And this is actually for the entire campus. So I just want to look at my organization. So I'm going to look here at Sandbox Organization. And now I have a lot less responses. So I actually have only 2 responses. And you can see that one of them has been answered already. So that's in blue. And then this one down here has not, they haven't responded to the question yet. So here's just a summary of the question again. And this is their action. So generally these will be a little bit longer. In this case, this is a test one, so it's pretty short. So this is the action that they're going to take. And they've actually, let's see, have they linked? Yes, they've linked an outcome to this. So this is the outcome that relates to this action. And they have also made a budget request. And so they've requested that they get some beakers for this new lab experiment they're going to try. And it describes, this is actually how much money they're requesting. And so this is a way to kind of flag if you're making any changes that you may need resources for when you're kind of writing up any kind of program review or budget or planning kind of thing. This will give you a flags up for kind of what people are looking for. And if you want, you can actually search just for descriptions that have resource requests. You can also filter out any incomplete summaries as well. And so this is actually a very powerful tool if people use the flags, because then when you're writing, you can sort of filter out what you want to be focused on when you're thinking about planning and where you want to go with things. So that's the looking at action plans.